All right, so we're going to go ahead and start the recording. So today we are going to be focusing on focus and motivation. Can you guys see my screen? Just go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Trish, can you see my screen, the focus motivation?
Yeah,
okay.
You're good.
All right, guys. So today we're going to be doing focus, motivation, and essential oils. What this is going to cover is, oh goodness, hold on. All of a sudden, pop-ups like crazy. I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but all of a sudden everything just closed out on my side. Lovely. Sorry, everything just kind of seemed to pop down on my side and I have nothing showing. Ta-da. Still see my screen?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So with focus and motivation, these are some of my basic go-tos with essential oils. And that's kind of why I decided to put it first off on our topic series lineup. Is right now, especially, we've got everybody working from home, or most everybody is working from home. And when people are working from home, there's a lot of easy distractions that we tend to run across, you know, whether it's you're in a meeting and you're looking out the window, or you've got leaf blowers going, or you just don't feel like doing the work because maybe you're a little tired, or you find that there are other things that you could be focused on doing. So the ability to feel focused and motivated is very essential no matter what type of task it is you're doing, whether it's a child learning how to do their math, or you're an executive and you are digging deep into preparing meetings or PowerPoints, kind of like I had to do with this. And so what you want to do is be able to understand how you can kind of restructure the energy that you've got and how you can really focus on finding enough concentration and motivation in order to manage your day. So today we're going to discuss how some essential oils can potentially help promote and motivate you to have better feelings of focus and motivation to accomplish all of the goals that we have set out for ourselves. And so we're going to talk a little bit about emotions and aroma. So every day we are faced with experiences, decisions, and all these outside factors that can shape or influence our moods. And as humans, we can never really escape the impact of our emotions. And typically our emotions have a very significant influence on our mood, on our ability to be motivated, on our behaviors, on the way that we think. And so we tend to experience lots of negative and positive emotions throughout a single day. And our responses to these emotions really, really determine our general mood and mindset. So when we're not focused, our mood does shift, or when we're in a bad mood, our focus shifts. So while positive, uplifting emotions can help us be more focused, concentrated, motivated, committed to achieving these tasks we have, negative emotions can also then leave us feeling discouraged, disinterested, or confused, which limits our ability to move forward and to actually accomplish things. So there are lots of solutions that we can do to promote focus and motivation. Some of them are more effective than others because each individual has a very different, unique personality. We have also different experiences and different expectations, and we also have different tactics that we use to promote our focus and motivation. And so one person's ability to stay on task is completely different from the next. It's also important to remember that some people struggle with the ability to focus and be motivated more so than others. Certain tasks can be more difficult for one than the other, while some may find them super easy. So among promoting motivation and focus, we're going to be talking about how essential oils and the potential of creating an uplifting and energizing or even a calming environment can help propel us towards successfully accomplishing those daily tasks that we have set out for us. So aroma and mood. The sense of smell is one of those miraculous ways that we can experience the world. Even faint aromas tend to engage or trigger a response to ourselves, whether we think of the response or we actually have a physical response to that aroma. So really similar to animals, humans have, or compared to animals, humans' sense of smell is really weak. But we also have sensitivity to aromas, just like animals, but animals have a much greater scent. So we also don't realize that smell does so much more for us. It doesn't just detect the aroma like I smell coffee. It's I smell coffee and I have this emotion based around it. A specific smell that we encounter has the potential to generate certain responses in our body. Depending on how we interact with those aromas, it changes the way that it affects our brain. There we go. One day I'm going to be so proficient at PowerPoint. So how do aromas interact with our brain and cause these responses that I was talking about? Anytime that you have an aroma present, our brain processes it in a very complex way. There's a really simple explanation to how specific aromas can have a response with us. When something emits an aroma or an odor, the molecules that float from that aroma into the air goes into our nostrils. And once they reach our nostrils, those molecules are picked up by what's called the olfactory system, kind of right up in here. And then the aroma is processed in that olfactory system into the brain. It helps control our sense of smell, and those little neurons and those nerve cells detect that aroma, and when it sends that signal to the brain, it can help identify that smell. And the nerve signal transmits information from that olfactory system to the limbic system, which is where the brain stores its emotions and memories. And so when you have a scent, it can reprogram or program an emotion or a memory. The limbic system creates that response based upon what emotions and memories are associated with that particular aroma. So those responses, again, can also vary from person to person. Lemon might be an amazing scent for one, but also then a triggering scent for another. So practically anytime we experience an aroma, our brain makes that connection based on a memory or experience that we have with that smell or a very similar smell. And because no two people have the identical reaction, because of the way that those scents are programmed into our limbic system. So everybody is going to have unique memories and experiences when they encounter a specific aroma. So our brain will make a connection that's going to produce a very customized response to each individual. So when you're trying to promote motivation and focus, sometimes my suggestion that really gets me going might not get you going, but we fine tune it to be able to figure out like what's going to be the best solution for you. Some of my two particular favorites, which we're going to get into though, are ginger and lemon and also rosemary. Those to me just light me up and just kind of hone me in into being able to really accomplish some significant tasks. So how can essential oils promote feelings of focus? So just like I discussed a minute ago with the way that it affects our limbic system and our olfactory system, the chemical components that are found in these essential oils can be useful for encouraging such desired responses that we are seeking. Because focus has so much to do with an emotional state, it can be impacted by our mood, and that's where the essential oils come in. We can provide a safe, natural way to help promote focus. Also, we can create a natural solution and a focus-friendly environment. Sometimes it's because we've got these outside distractions, like I mentioned in the beginning, that limit our ability to focus. So if we can help encourage a nice environment for us, then our focus might be able to be a little bit more on point. Essential oils are so potent that just only even a small scent or a small amount of that aroma can be highly effective. So when it comes to promoting feelings of focus and clarity, there are several ways that you can create this environment for yourself. As discussed earlier, I characterized it into, there could be different categories, right? Like calming environment or energizing / uplifting. And so it really turns out that both a calming environment can be uplifting. And so it's a way where you can create a combination of particular oils to help you stay alert. Sometimes it can be helpful to promote calming or grounding, and then focus on balancing your emotions. So that way you're not feeling like your mind is too busy or distracted. And you can also prepare yourself versus rather than worrying about things, you can prepare yourself by getting your mindset right in like a nice calm environment or a calmed state of mind in order to be able to have less emotional distractions. So then you can again focus on those tasks that you tend to have. Excuse me. So in other instances, you can energize or refreshen or wake up your environment, right? Kind of invigorate your environment. If you feel like you personally are in a low mood or a negative mood, if you feel sleepy or sluggish or even uninterested, invoking feelings of energy can help us feel more motivated and feel more alert and feel more able to focus. So when you're using your essential oils to promote focus, you want to look for oils that have calming and grounding effects, balancing properties, and also uplifting and energizing properties, because those are usually the combinations of why we can't focus, is because something is off in that sense. So we want to be able to have the oils available to us for whatever it is that our situation calls for. And you guys will know, like you will know, like, do I feel like I'm not focused because I'm too tired? Do I feel like I'm not focused because I'm in a bad mood or really in a good mood and I just don't want to do my work? And so then you need to calm yourself down. So it's really dependent on where you're at with that. And so you have to first identify the emotion that you're going through, which is distracting you from being able to handle your task on hand. I put up here some nice diffuser blends that help with feelings of focus. So you'll notice there's basil and lavender. Lavender is a really good go-to oil for pretty much everything because it is soothing, it is calming, it's emotional supportive, it's cleansing, it's blah, blah, blah. There's so many amazing benefits to lavender that I'm not going to go into each oil's specific benefits, but lavender is like a must-have on hand. Basil is a great pairing for lavender. You're going to notice, like, if you do have basil, I mean, basil is one that we tend not to usually have on hand at first, but there are a lot of healing properties to basil. So I love basil because it also has a minty scent, but it's not too overwhelming like the next slide that has peppermint in there. Peppermint is like a really, like, if you are low, sluggish, tired, you know, you would maybe tend to go for a cup of coffee at that point. Peppermint, hit the peppermint hard. Place a drop of peppermint in the palms of your hands. Nice deep breath in. It's invigorating, it's energizing, it gives you a lot of great energy. But if you're like me, who the scent of peppermint can get really boring or just old after a while, I like to switch it up with that basil because it does have that kind of a minty aroma in it, but it's herbaceous, it's yummy, it's really yummy. And pairing it with lavender, amazing. If you have not yet smelt the doTERRA's Balance Blend, it is so soothing and so grounding. It's almost like just like happiness in a bottle, but not like overwhelming joyous happiness. It's like internal happiness where your heart just sings. And coriander, pairing peppermint, balance, and coriander, really, really good. Coriander is another good secret oil, like kind of one of those hidden gems. And I'm going to talk about some hidden gems in a few weeks, but this is a good hidden gem because it's great for like digestion. It's great to cook with. I love adding it into some of my different flavor, like bringing out different flavors in my foods, hiding it in blends. It's a really good subtle note to give a little extra oomph to some of these blends that I've been making. Then another really good one, this is kind of more cleansing, invigorating, uplifting, is the lemon, bergamot, and lavender. So bergamot is kind of one of my favorite citrus oils. Like I love lemon and I love grapefruit, but bergamot is a very sweet aroma in the citrusy scent, in the citrus family. I love it. It's not as sweet as wild orange. It's kind of like a mixture between wild orange and lemon, but mixing it with lavender is also really good. And it's funny because lemon and the citrus oils are invigorating, but they're also really calming. So again, we kind of get that balance of soothing things down, but also picking things up. And it's just like that. So then it creates this beautiful balance of those moods and emotions. And then another fun one is spearmint, peppermint, and basil. It's really minty. It's like really like, okay, if I've got some major tasks at hand that I've got to focus on, throwing those three together, it's just like if I'm sleepy, because a lot of times when I'm staring at my computer screen and I'm doing these tasks, I get kind of sleepy and lulled, like kind of dulled emotions. And so this one is like, oh, okay, yeah, let me get to work here. Okay, so those ones are really good. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the mint or wintergreen or peppermint spearmint families. So I usually kind of try and find alternatives, and that's where I kind of mixed in that ginger and rosemary. Ginger and rosemary are also really great for focus, and lemon is uplifting. So adding the three together gives you kind of that same, like, let's just get going. So those ones are really fun to have if you want to just take a picture of this screen so you have some blends that you can use. That would be fantastic. So now we're going to talk about some intrinsic and extrinsic motivational factors here. There we go. So just as we have the ability or even inability to focus, focus can have a major impact on our day-to-day lives, and that can impact our ability to find motivation, right? And so focus and motivation are two different things. Like focus is kind of staying on task. Motivation is trying to get us to get on task. And a lot of us sometimes lack motivation to just get our shoes on or get dressed or take a shower or, brush our teeth or just get out of bed. And so finding motivation can really influence our success and our quality of life. So motivation can be described as the reasoning behind all of our actions. And this reasoning can generally be categorized in 1 to 2 types of motivation: intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. So intrinsic motivation, when we have these internal factors that can cause a person to take certain actions or behave a certain way, someone does something for intrinsic reasons, right? It can be simply because the person just wants to do it. In other cases, individuals can act out of intrinsic motivation because the person wants to reap those internal rewards because of how it makes us feel. And extrinsic motivation, right, is something that is because of external factors. In most cases, it's like a spur or desire for a reward or to avoid punishment, like for children, right? To have to have an outcome of maybe an undesirable consequence. And so we tend to act out in that sense. But external factors like rewards or praise are things that a lot of people go for, avoiding punishment, or sometimes, and unfortunately, sometimes that's a form of attention that kids go for, is that doing something to then get punished, right? And so whole different topic. But yeah, that's also a way of an extrinsic motivation, is just to get some sort of attention. But money is also an external motivator, right? Or even social pressures. And so like the fear of disappointing others is a really strong external motivator for some people. So how can essential oils help with motivation? So when we are faced with a task, whether it's having difficulty starting it, completing it, or just tackling it all, essential oils can help because we can create the environment for us that we need, right? We can calm things down, or we can use an uplifting oil that has chemical properties that can help us create an environment that is going to allow us to focus. And with these oils that are uplifting and energizing and invigorating, these properties can help us promote a really motivating environment. And so when you can have an environment that invites all of these feelings, you can promote motivation and enthusiasm and energy. This is going to help you get things done. And so using essential oils to promote an uplifting and an energizing atmosphere is going to really help create confidence and inspirations for those times that you feel you need it in order to achieve or accomplish these really important tasks. And so how you can use essential oils for motivation and focus. Whoop, did I skip a slide there? Nope. Sorry. Is by using these diffuser blends for motivation. Some amazing essential oils that we've pulled out here to be able to help you just find some great motivation. So whether it's like those Monday morning blues where you desperately need to finish a project, or when you need to finish a project, or you're just finding times that are just, you're not motivated, whether it's like working out or finishing, you know, I keep saying projects because we're doing so much online studying or online work. For me, it's studying. So how you can use these oils, again, creating an environment that's going to help you be motivated, having that uplifting and energizing, right? That's kind of the key here. And making sure that you're using combinations that you're going to thrive on, and trying to have a couple of new different diffuser blends in your pocket will really help you be able to have fun and experience a variety of ways to use your essential oils. So 4 different blends here. Again, you can take a snapshot of your screen, but this first one is just like on point right there. Black pepper is such a good oil to use for a lot of different reasons. Like I use it a lot for pain. So, but it is the scent, you know, we don't think of using pepper as an aroma, but that little spicy kick is so yummy to mix with frankincense. Bergamot, again, is a really, again, uplifting, energizing, but then adding in a little Douglas fir. Douglas fir is just a really good addition to this combination. So really, really yummy. And then moving down into, we've got the grapefruit, lime, and Douglas fir. So again, kind of keeping some of those overlapping oils to help make some of, to help give you, you know, not like 17 different oils, but to kind of overlap some of the oils in our blends here. So lime is really good, really, really good to help just kind of open things up and motivate you too. Elevation, lime, and doTERRA's Motivate. And that is a really good oil. Just first of all, Motivate on itself, by itself in the diffuser, or roll it on, is such a good oil. I love taking Motivate with me when I'm doing presentations in person, when I was teaching live classes and doing, like, I give large presentations to large groups. I wear Motivate and I inhale it prior, but I also use, like, this isn't on there, but I use Melaleuca because it's the oil of communication. But those are really, really great combinations here. And then we've got doTERRA Cheer and Citrus Bliss. Citrus Bliss smells like orange creamsicle. It's kind of like one of my baseline diffuser oils just for everyday use, because it is just, it's kind of fresh, but it's got that undertone of vanilla in it. And adding it with cheer really will help pull up some energy and get that atmosphere to the point where you're going to have success with being motivated. So how we can use some essential oils for motivation and focus is just, as we said, diffusing them in those combinations. So we've discussed a little bit of the science, how it affects the olfactory system and the amygdala, and how those essential oils can help with focus and motivation, but we're going to dive a little bit into some of those specific ideas of how you can apply them other than just the diffuser recipes that we just shared. And so oftentimes the sense of focus and motivation go hand in hand, right? You know, if you're not motivated, you're not going to be focused. If you're not focused, you're not going to be motivated. And so, especially like if you have a deadline coming up or you have to really employ a serious amount of concentration to accomplish something that's really difficult, essential oils are so potent and powerful. And because there are such a wide variety of essential oils that are both uplifting and calming in their chemical properties, there are so many endless options for us to be able to use essential oils to be able to promote the environment that we need to set for ourselves for focus and motivation. So some uplifting oils that you can use that can help you be uplifted and energized: bergamot, blue tansy, Douglas fir, grapefruit, fennel, lemon, lime, peppermint, tangerine, wild orange. I'm going to be starting a blog soon. Well, I do already have a blog on my website, and it's got a couple of the essential oils already highlighted. But over the next couple of months, I'm going to be just writing a little bit about each essential oil to help educate you guys and to help provide a location other than the doTERRA website, but giving you guys how I use these particular oils and my favorite combinations with them, and also just writing a little bit about them. And so if you want to learn more about them, I do have some great resource guides, but go ahead and just make sure that you visit my website and you check out my blog, and I'll be posting most of that stuff on Facebook in the future, so we can announce like, hey, this week we did a spotlight on wintergreen. And I should probably do bergamot first because it's in so many of my blends and it is something that I always talk about. So these are the uplifting oils. Again, go ahead and take a quick little snapshot of this so you have this, and we can dive deeper into each oil on another day. And then here are the calming essential oils. And so if you want to get your mind to slow down, to be able to focus in a slower pace, then these are the oils that you want to do and you want to use. And so again, go ahead and take a quick little snippet of these: the basil, bergamot. It's kind of funny, bergamot is uplifting but calming, right? So it's amazing how these chemical constituents of the essential oils can help promote so many different benefits in just one particular essential oil. Cilantro, coriander, clary sage, jasmine, lavender, neroli, petitgrain, Roman chamomile. Spikenard is a great oil. It's smelly at first. Like, a lot of people do not like the way spikenard smells, but for me, I place a drop on my crown chakra, just top of your head if you don't know what the crown chakra is. And it really helps ground me like all the way down to the core. It's one where if I'm trying to meditate or I'm trying to just get myself into a mindset of just calmness, or if I'm emotionally frustrated, is usually I would say an emotion I would get more frequently than other emotions, because I have kids and I have a business and we're in COVID and there's so many things, right? But spikenard is one that just like, boom, super grounds me. And vetiver as well. Vetiver smells a little bit better than spikenard. I love vetiver on the bottoms of my feet. So doing both vetiver and spikenard, if you really need just to like anchor yourself, those are two great essential oils that you can use for anchoring things. So I know I've talked about it a little bit throughout today's video and class, but application ideas. So whether you're ready to use essential oils for motivation or focus, or just trying to learn a little bit more about essential oils, here are some great ways you can apply them. Basil, we talked about just a little bit, but it is great to help promote that sense of focus for studying and reading, completing other tasks, because it creates mental clarity. If your mind seems to be going like this, you can apply a little bit of basil, just again, a little tiny bit at like your third eye point. You can do a little bit on your temples. Now I say a little bit because there is that minty aroma and you don't want too much close to your eyes, or you can just inhale it. doTERRA's Motivate is a blend of different oils that create confidence and courage and belief. It helps with working with those negative emotions we tend to have, like doubt, and giving ourselves permission. And then frankincense. Frankincense is just kind of like that oil everybody needs and everybody needs to have and everybody needs to use daily. I have frankincense in a touch roller that I just roll up and down the back of my spine. It's great for immune health. It's great for so many different things. Great for setting intentions at the beginning of your day, like when you're mapping your day out. If you're not doing that, that is something that I highly encourage you do, is like write a, wake up, have your coffee, whatever you do to start your day. But when you actually just sit down and you plan out like how your day is going to go, like sometimes I do it laying in bed. I have frankincense near my bedside, and I put it on at night, and so that's why it's there. But you can roll it in the palms of your hand, take a deep breath, and say, you know what, today I'm going to have a big, large glass of water before I have my coffee, and I'm going to do these tasks, and these are the things that I would love to accomplish. So when you're mapping out your day, use frankincense. Peppermint is, again, one that's very invigorating. Palms of your hands, great pick-me-up, inhale it. To boost and uplift your mood, I didn't really talk about this one much, but wild orange. It's a very inexpensive but powerful oil. It is one that I love adding to my water. I just added it to my laundry detergent, or my fabric softener. I use just vinegar and I add wild orange to that, but it's so a clean, uplifting, fresh aroma, and it helps boost your energy, but also calm your body too. In Tune is a blend. It's a roller bottle blend that doTERRA sells to help you with paying attention and staying on task. They have one for children that I use. It's called Thinker, and it's our focus blend. It really helps us pull together because it's got like peppermint in there, and there's a bunch of other oils to help us stay focused. It has these oils in there. I should have clicked on to my next slide, but yes. So, whether you're not with children or you do have children, you're around children. Children tend to be little like me, butterfly, like, oh, look, there's a squirrel out my window. Let me just stare at it for a few minutes. And so a lot of times, especially right now, and who knows what school is going to look like coming up in fall, but children are going to have distractions no matter what. And if you have a child that has more of a creative imagination and has a hard time staying on task, coriander is a great oil. Peppermint is another lovely one. Spearmint, lemon, lime. Diffusing those in a setting where children are, like their school desk, or like their at-home desk if you're doing homework with them, or just in the air, diffusing it, or making a roller bottle and rolling that with them as they move on with their day. It's a really good thing for the children to do, because again, we're talking about chemical constituents reacting with the chemical or the cells in our body to be able to change and reprogram how our bodies respond to emotions and environments, right? And memories. And so if we can help create a chemical interaction with these essential oils in our cells to help program our bodies and our children's bodies to be able to accomplish these tasks, imagine the powerful outcome that we're going to see. And so meditation, again, like I mentioned, kind of just getting our bodies grounded, kind of fully grounded, not just like a little bit and then move on and go. Lavender helps create that peace of mind and calmness. Balance, it's great for meditation, great for creating like I said, it's just kind of like my heart sings when I use balance, like just that deep feeling, very, very comforted love when I use balance. Clary sages are really great for pulse points to help create calm atmosphere when you're doing meditation or just trying to, again, get kind of rooted is a good word for it, whether it's meditation or not. Spikenard on the back of your neck, temples, again, up here is really, really great. Creates calmness. I love spikenard in a bath with bergamot. I love bergamot, but it's a really good one. I like to pair some of the citrus oils with the grounding oils, like the woodsy, earthy scented oils, because it kind of helps with my happiness. Again, you might find something different because your olfactory system works a little bit different from mine, right? I've got different memories stored than you do. And then vetiver is a very great oil to have that earthy base note and wonderful grounding effect to our emotions. And so some other helpful practices that you can have with your essential oils, of course, exercise, eating healthy, and making sure that you've got adequate enough sleep. For me, I absolutely love sleep. I'm not an oversleeper. I wake up super early in the morning, but I also believe in going to bed at a really reasonable time. When school was in session, like my whole house was totally asleep, like by 9:15, me included, because sleep is really important for healing and for everything else. And so before I stop the recording and open up for questions, as I mentioned, I am going to be working on a blog on my website. The website's going to have a new feature to it where I'm going to be posting these calls. And I'm going to be doing some webinar videos onto the website. But a new amazing feature that the website is going to have is an outcome, like how I want to feel outcome. And so what you'll be able to do is, if you have questions on, you know what, Kristen hasn't posted how to feel more energy, and I want to know, you can go to my website and you can shop the feels. And when you shop the feels, you're going to be able to see I have like 12 different outcomes. And it can say, I want to have more energy. And when you click on that, it'll take you over to a blog, and it'll have information about how, just like these little videos, how you can have more energy, and then what products you can buy in order to achieve that. And again, they're about their essential oils or their other products or other services. And so it's going to be a new fun feature that the website's going to have. And so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on the website. The website is pleasanthillsanctuary.com, and you can always text me. So you can always text me or email me, Kristen, Kristin, at pleasanthillsanctuary.com. And then we can go ahead and do a free consultation, because again, as I mentioned, everybody's got a different response to how their body will react to these oils. I'm going to be creating little bundles that are my recommendations that I have really good successes with, not only with myself, but others. But I want to make sure that we're customizing it specifically to you. So everybody will get a free consultation on exactly how they can use their essential oils. And it'll be able to be booked through my website through that tab. So you shop the feels, you pick how you want to feel, you see your bundle, you read and get educated on it, you book your personal consultation with me, and you purchase your bundle. And so that's going to be a new fun feature that I've been working on. I'm doing it myself. I've had web designers in the past, but then there's lots of back and forths. And so just give me a couple of weeks and that should be up and going. But beyond that, thank you guys so much for joining me. And I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen sharing and stop the recording.